Hey everyone, Ivan here. Today we're going to cover the beginner's guide to forms on Webflow. I've used forms for many years with different platforms, and the biggest benefit that Webflow allows us to have is our ability to customize them as much as we want. Now, what is a form? A form on the website can help with collecting information or learning more about anyone that is on our website. So let's hop into Webflow and show you how to get your first form started. Now, in order for us to get a form going on our website, all we got to do is press the plus button right over here, scroll down to forms, and select the form block, which we're going to drag and drop onto our website. Now, right over here is the default form. And as you guys can see, our form block consists of many different parts, including the actual form itself, success message, and the error message. And within each one of those, there are multiple variables also present. So for the form specifically, there's going to be a text label, which is going to say exactly what it is. So for example, your name or an email address, and then an actual text field where we're actually going to input our information and the submit button at the end. And it's going to be a tad different on the success messages, which is going to have just a text block. Now, if we want to go ahead and edit those, all we got to do is go back to our plus button, scroll down to forms, select label, drag and drop, and boom, it's gonna be ready to go. And we can name it whatever we want. So for example, this label can be house address. And of course with the label, we also need a text field with it. So we just gotta repeat the process one more time. Go to the plus button, scroll all the way down, find a text area, and drag and drop it right under. Now when we have another label, we of course need another text field associated with it. So all we gotta do is just repeat the process. So let's go ahead, press the plus button one more time, scroll down to forms, select input, and drag it right under the label. And boom, you're gonna be ready to go. Now with any of the fields, you can go ahead and select what type of field it is. So in this case, it can be plain, right? So just default, or it can be an email, password, phone, or number. And the reason you want to select those is to ensure that we're actually getting that format. So for example, if someone is not giving us an email address in the correct format, we're not going to accept that entry. But in this case, since it's going to be an address, let's just leave it as plain. Now, as a placeholder text, it can be whatever we want it to be. So in this example, let's go ahead and type in 123 Washington Boulevard. And again, we can go ahead and make the fields required as well if we want them to be. Now, whenever you guys want to modify the elements inside the form, what I would do is add a couple classes to them. So here's an example. You see all these labels right over here. So with name, an email address, and address, let's go ahead and add a class to them. All we got to do is go right above on the right and add label, do it again for the second one and the first one. Now, as you guys can see here, I'm not selecting the class all labels because I want to make sure that I can customize this specific form and it not have impact the other forms on the website. And once all the labels have a class associated with them, any change we do to one of them is going to impact the other ones. And this is going to be really handy when it comes to bulk edits. So here, let me show you an example. We can go ahead and change the spacing and it's going to change the location where the label is going to be. Additionally, we can go ahead and change the color of the text, making it green, and even the font. And we can go ahead and make it a Varela. And again, you can do the exact same thing to the actual text submissions that you're also submitting by changing the background color or even highlighting the borders around them. And if we want to go ahead and change anything regarding the placeholder, we can do it right over here. Ranging from typography to background, this is how we do it. And if we go ahead and add classes to each specific text box, we can go ahead and do it for all of them all at once. The other fun thing that you can do is if we go ahead and press on the carry, we can actually go on focus. Whenever you're interacting with that specific text box, it's going to have some changes occurring to it. Whether it be a background color change or the text is going to change or some borders are going to appear, that's going to happen whenever you change any of the focus settings. Now remember, you guys can actually drag other elements into the form as well. So if we go ahead and go to the plus button, scroll down to heading, drag it in here, boom. Now we have a heading appeared in our form and we can make it whatever we want. In this example, I'm going to go ahead and make it please type here, and boom. You can also select images or buttons, whatever you want them to be. If you want to go ahead and edit your button, there's going to be two different options. So whenever you press the button settings, you can either change the actual text on the button itself, or you can actually change the text whenever you press submit on the button as the form is going through. The other parts that we can modify are going to be the success and error messages. So for the success ones, all we got to do is press on the form, go to settings, go to the success state, and boom, right over here, we can go ahead and edit the background color or the text or add any images to it to our success message after the form has been submitted. If we'd like, we can additionally also add any logic that takes place after you submitted the form. And same thing applies for the error message as well. So for that, we just go to the error message right over here and boom, you can actually edit it with the color, the text, or anything you want to add to it. Now, the question I haven't gotten to yet is how do I actually view the form submissions and where does that information go? And all we got to do for that is press on the Webflow button right over here and go to the site settings. From here, we can just click on forms and we can actually see exactly where the form submissions are sent to. And we can also customize the subject lines or the email templates that's associated with it. Now, I don't have this website published, therefore I cannot submit any forms, but if we scroll down, you'll be able to see all the responses right over here. So that is the basic guide on how forms work on Webflow. I hope you guys been able to enjoy this video as we covered the basics of how forms work on Webflow and how to personalize them for your own website. And if you guys are interested in trying out Webflow for yourself, make sure to check out the link down in the description for a free trial. If you guys got some value from this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this. Here on this channel, we make videos about how to start and grow your first website, and And we also have a service that's linked down below where we can help with the setup of your first website. Till next time, peace.